Hi guys, back again. This should be the start of episode 16 I think. We've been working the last couple of days and I've got some progress with the doors, the rubbers, the windows, the stainless steel and stuff like that, which was a bit of a job. I'll show you what we're up to. The first thing we ended up doing was all the stainless steel around the rest of the car, and it wasn't all that easy, and I got black mastic everywhere. I've just finished cleaning it all up, but it's in there. These little plugs here in the rubbers as well, make sure you keep your old ones because the new ones are much bigger and they don't fit in the hole, the rare spare supply. Otherwise the rubbers sit alright. Took a lot of fiddling with the back windows to get those up at the right angle to actually go into the rubber, as well as line up with the front window as well. They're still not finally fitted, but they're fitted good enough for the moment. Everything else is fitting okay. And the other thing I've noticed is a little bit strange is it's really tight in this corner here to open the quarter window. I haven't worked out where the problem is, but if anyone's got any ideas, it's all new rubbers in there and the frame screwed in the same way it was at the top there, but it's actually sitting this way a little bit too far, so I'm not really sure what's happening there with that one, but I'll look into that. I was just getting all the stuff ready for the dash. I did have part of the dash in. The doors are closing nicely and seems to be sealing up, but as I said, there's a lot more fitting to do with that anyway, so I'll do a bit more of that today I think, as well as put the rest of the dash in and the instrument cluster as well. The only things that I haven't done with the rubbers around the doors, I haven't actually stuck these on yet, because there's a cover that goes over here and they go around and I'm not sure whether it goes over or under, so I'm not going to contact them down. And on the front as well, that's only just got a bit of tape on it to hold the end of the rubber, but the rubbers went on well and the rubbers actually fitted well. So Rare Spares got that one right, that's good. The clips under here, the Rare Spares supply, are a little bit sus, as well as the ones that go on the ends here. I've made my own little idea up, and they're all on there, but if I have troubles I'll probably pull them off again and have a closer look at it. Somebody did actually mention in the comments about putting a little T-bolt in here instead, which I've seen on other model cars, which is a little plate and a stud that comes through and you put a nut at the back of it, which is probably a much better idea than the ones they supply with these, because these strips are not the smaller strip, they're actually the wider strip, and it's a wider strip here as well, and they check these out to fit the clips in, and unless it's perfect they're going to come loose, but they seem to be stuck down at the moment. It was just a really messy job getting all that mastic in there and getting it all sealed up and making sure that it's all sealed down in there as well, and try and seal it up against the side of the car. So I've got it sealed and cleaned up, so hopefully I won't get any water in there. So anyway, I'll let you know when the dash is all happening. That's it for now. So it just looks the part, but it's got a modern radio behind it, so you can put your phone to it and connect everything else. But everything else is right with the dash. The dash pad went on well. That's the same feel and the same material, just that it's not quite as plastic as they were back in the days. These quarter windows at the back here, they were a real bugger to get the thing to sit properly in the rubber, but I've now got it to a point where everything seems to be sitting well. Closes nicely. There's a little gap here, but it's still pressing against the rubber, but I'm yet to find out whether I can actually move the front window back just a tiny bit to make it cover this more, because if you lift this any further, it lifts out of the track here. And it looks like it goes too high, so I've yet to work that one out, but that's going to be a lot of fiddling with the adjustment there. With the back of it, that's all complete now. So that's the back all done now with the badges. I just didn't put the bar on because I'm on my own working with it, and I have to wait till one of my sons pops up and gives us a hand with the door, with the bumper. So this side's just the same, closes quite alright, and the dash is all turned out all nice as well, and everything's wired up behind. All the speakers are wired up, so we're all ready to go. So next is going to be the motor and the gearbox. That will be probably tomorrow. I'll start pulling that out and line everything up and looking, see what I need for the gearbox and the motor to go together. Everything went alright in here. It's all tidy, and we'll see how we go with that now. Alright, that'll do for the moment. I'll let you know when I've got more done. Well, here we are again. Moment of truth. With a bit of luck it'll fit in there. I've got a big elastic Oki strap straight through the middle of the car there. So as I'm pulling it, I'll with a bit of luck it'll guide its own way in once I get it down far enough. So here's hoping this all works. Unfortunately the kids can't be here and nobody else is here today, so I've got this one on my own. So I'll just leave it about there somewhere, and hopefully we can get this in a short enough time, I hope. If not, you'll see it all go wrong. Okay, down a fraction. That's easier said than done. Well, this is a bit painful, so anyway, the motor's in. I've just just got to get into the back and do the rear stay, and it's actually sitting too low. It's going to be better. Alright, I'll come back to you when it's all bolted in and show you. Right, this is a little update from yesterday. I've got a few things done, got the motor back in, still got to do a bit of wiring and a bit of fiddly stuff like that, which just takes a long time fiddling, and I wasn't going to bore you with that sort of stuff. I just thought I'd show you when it's finished. So I'll show you where we're up to now. The motor's in. I put the panels in the front now, and the radio and the support and all that sort of stuff. And it's all turned out really neat and tidy. I just got to tidy those up. The grille looks nice in there, and the headlights. And you might notice they're I don't know whether you can see that or not. They're Lucas headlights, but they're not the original Lucas headlights. What I've done is these ones I got from India, so we don't know how long they're going to last, but they look good at the moment. I've had to modify them extensively when I got them because they just didn't fit the buckets and all the rest of it. So now I've modified the lights, fitted the buckets. I've put a Hella filament in the back, H4 filament, and they seem to work okay. So I'll see how long the chrome lasts on the backing. That will be the telltale. But everything else is in. I just got to finish the wiring. The gearbox in the mounts all done underneath. That's all got bolted up yesterday, and now I've just got to get the exhaust manifold, carby manifold on it. The pipe works, bits and pieces, plugs in, and I've got to put the handbrake back together, and the gear change also inside. I haven't done that yet. Oh, that's reflection. I've got to do the gear change, the gear lever and the tail shaft. And when that's all together, I've got the boys coming over tonight, actually. Coming over for a tea, so I'll get the bonnet on tonight because I can't do that on my own. I'll do the rear bar tonight as well when they come over because that's all done, but I wasn't risking doing the bar myself because I'm not going to risk scratching it. That's something you don't very often see in a GTS, a Trimatic 186S, but never mind, we've got one here. So everything's going okay. These strips, absolute crap to put on. This one I know isn't clipped down, all of them. I'm yet to pull that up maybe. And the other thing that I wasn't impressed with is the way that these strips went on. And well, you've got to hit them so hard with your fist to get them to clip over that it's left little dings in the top one because it's quite flexible here. It doesn't sit as hard as the bottom one. I'm thinking about taking that off and trying to repair it a bit because in the sunlight you can see little dings where the clips are from inside. And I think it's because the clips are made a little bit too tight to go into the old strips. So it might even be a matter of actually modifying each one of them as you put them on, so they're not quite as wide, so they go on easier. Anyway, I'll get back to you when I've done a little bit more. Catch you later. Just another little update. I've now got the most of it together now on the front. All I've got to get done now is I've got to get petrol in it, but I've got to get petrol up to the motor and get it sucked up there. I've just got to put some oil in it and put the water in, and then I've got to start it and run it for about 2000 revs for a little while because of the brand new motor. So the engine reconditioner said to me, I've just got to turn it over fast enough to get the petrol up and the oil up. The motor's pretty well complete now. All these bits and pieces. I actually haven't put the plugs back in there yet because I was going to turn the motor over freely to try and spin it quicker to see whether it'll pick up oil and petrol. I haven't worked that one out yet, but anyway, there it is. All tidy. Now it's just a matter of getting it running, which could be fun. I'm not sure yet. I don't know whether I showed you. I've got some lights and the grill in the front. It's I decided not to put the front guards on just yet because I was working over the front so much. My sons have got some covers for the guards, but they left them at the workshop, so I never brought them over. I got the bottom back on the other day, and I got the back all complete now with all the lights and the bumper bar. That's all in. Let's look at the back of it, which came up quite nice. The only thing I wasn't real pleased about was there's a couple of marks in that top strip where I've had to push really hard to get those clips on. I haven't worked out what I'm going to do with that yet. I could be taking it off again. All the gearboxes connected, the changes in there, and I'll just sit the console over the top of it before we go to the trimmer. But I've had a bit of a fiddle around with the dash and everything appears to be working electrically. The only thing that I need to check still is there's some pretty suspect sort of earths. I'm going to have to do these earths pretty good and maybe even put another couple of cables in there because they always had troubles with earths and things from new. So that's a little bugger. It's all ready to rock and roll. Just a matter of me getting oil and water and petrol into it, and then we'll show you when it's running, provided it runs right. And I'll put the guards in the front bumper on that as soon as I stop making messes and I can actually do something with it. Alright, I'll be back when it's running. See ya. I don't know whether anybody remembers the process that I did the painting on the car, but I did the body, the door and the hinges all separate, and what I did was I painted the bolts at the same time, but by the time you put the bolts back on again you got little marks around all the heads of the bolts. So I've got some 2-pack mix up and a brush, and I'm just going to touch up the bolts on here, on the outside of it, before I put the guards on because you can't do the back of the bolts. So once I do the back, I open the doors and do the fronts, and then with a bit of luck you won't notice it. Probably better than what I was from the factory anyway. So I've got some paint mixed up, and we're just going to have a quick paint job. Okay, another little update with the car. The motor's finally running. I haven't completely finished it because obviously the trim hasn't been done yet. But I've got the motor running, and I just got to wait for some more oil, which I'll pick up tomorrow for the gearbox, because it takes quite a bit of oil in the gearbox when it's been a reconditioned one. It takes 6 litres, and I only had 4 litres here with me, so I'm not going to put it into gear and run it. I'll show you what I've been up to. Okay. Do you think my sons didn't trust me? Do you like my little guard covers? They got that after I started to work on it and lean over the guards and God knows what. Anyway, there's the insides. It's all complete now. It's all watered, oiled and going. It didn't take very long to build up the oil pressure at all. What I did was I turned the filter upside down, made it chock-a-block full of oil, and then threw it in there. And that helped it, because it, within a few revs it came straight up. The oil pressure was up around 40 when I first started, at revving about 2,000. I let it run for about 2,000 revs for a little while, just to run the cam in, because it had some running in lube on the lobes. So with a bit of luck that should be right. I don't know any better, so I was just told to do by the reconditioners. Everything else went together okay. Actually, I'll take these things off and close it up. I'll just take these covers off so you can actually see what it's like when it's all closed up and what it looks like. Sorry about the roundabout, making you all dizzy. These strips, they're a bit of fun and games, but the clips that seem to be a little bit wide, I slightly modified the clips so that they go in a tiny bit easier. And it all looks good. It all lines up. All the front lines up, and the grill looks good. Underneath is all tidy. It's all black under there, with its new rubbers and bits and pieces, so that come up all right. The gaps are pretty good on the bonnet. They might need a bit of final adjusting, but it's okay. And the front bar went on okay. I had the back bar on the car, as you can see with all the mastic around the holes there, but unfortunately what happened was I've got a crack in the bar, in the chrome. So I've taken it back to the chrome plater, and he's going to have a look for me, and I'll have to get it redone, and that will be maybe not before Christmas. Now, I was curious to know what actually looks better. That's the original wheels and the original dress rims with the black setters. So tell me whether you'd like the look of that, or whether you'd like the look of this. I'll just pause this for the moment. Or do you like the look of, this is the new alloy wheels by Fusion Alloy, I think it is. Give us an idea what you'd like. I'm curious to see what people think about the original as compared to the nice new shiny alloy ones. I like them both, and I'll probably end up using both of them, but I'm just curious to see what people think. Okay, we'll do a bit more work and I'll get it running a bit better. Hey guys, we're back again. Stone shell. I've got it all masked up underneath. I'm just going to squirt some paint on, and I won't leave it on now because it's going to be a boring half an hour squirting the stuff on. When it's finished in black, I'll show you when it's finished. Well, that made a sufficient mess for about half an hour, but it's black. I'll take the paper up and show you what it looks like. I'll just put the light under there and show you. Now it's going to be hard to see, but it's got that texture still on there from the original guards, and it's probably a bit difficult to see in there. Never mind. It's got a nice finish on it now anyway. So that's all tidy in there now. And that's just about the final touches with the paint and the crap everywhere. Nothing else needs done now except for the trimmer. Spoke to him this morning and he can get it in shortly to get the roof lining done and get the windows in. And then he's got some material, he's going to redo the seats for me. And I've got the door trims. So there we go. Not much more of this left. And we'll be driving. We'll catch you a little bit later. Okay, this will probably be the final one for the year because the car's all finished now, and it's only a matter of getting the trimmer to do me roof lining and the other bits of trimming he's got to do inside, and then we're all up and go. He's going to give me about a week before I can get it in because he's got another car he's doing at the moment, and the bumper isn't back yet, so we'll just have to live without that one, unfortunately, until he gets back. All the inside's finished now as well. The dash is all done, wiring, everything's working, everything's good. I screwed the console in just for now because the trimmer's going to put some nice black carpet in there for me when he does the seats. So he'll get the car like this and he'll give it back to me and the seats will be all trimmed and done. So it's all good inside, all good outside, all ready to go. The motor's all running now. I'll just start the motor up. the automatic choke still on at the moment. Now the choke's still on. But everything's going around there, it's fine. Idle's nice. So that's about it for now. So now I've got about a week's wait before I can get it into the trimmer when he gets the other car out. So that's about all we've got to have done. It all looks nice when it's closed up. All finished. So this will be probably the last video for this year until he gets the trimming, and then I'll get some in between photos when he's doing the trimming of bits and pieces. That'll do for now. See ya.